It takes a village to raise a child. Good morning. On behalf of Crescent English High School, I warmly welcome you all to this important awareness session on drug risk, from early childhood to adolescence and beyond. As we all know, today's children are growing in a world full of opportunities, but also new risks. One of the most pressing challenge family face today is the increasing exposure to substance abuse. Early awareness and open talks can make a real difference, and that's exactly what today's session is about. We are deeply honored to welcome Dr. C.G. Ravindran, a clinical psychologist, Harvard Medical School learner, transformational mind coach, author, and award winning trainer. And more than all this, we are proud to say that Dr. CG is not just a distinguished speaker, but also the president of our parent council member. Before we begin, I would like to invite our principal, our safeguarding lead, Dr. Sharafuddin Tanikat, to share his insight on this important topic. His deep commitment to students' welfare and creating safe, supportive environment, along with his compassionate and proactive approach, guide all of our effort in supporting our school community.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning to all. It is a matter of great concern that our growing problem of drug abuse among young children. I appreciate Dr. CG and Ms. Vidya for organizing this awareness program. Drug abuse is not just a bad habit, it's a dangerous trap. Our young children are falling in that. It affects the health, education, character, and even life itself. As we know, our children are our greatest treasure. To safeguard them is a heavy responsibility for all of us. It is not just providing the food and education for our children. We have to find time, show affection and love to our children and guide them morally to stop the drug abuse among the children. As a school, we are doing a lot of things in school, observing the children and doing regular checkup. As a parent, you have a great role, and you have to understand that it is not the responsibility of the doctors and police to stop the drug abuse. We have to start it from school. The role of the parent in this is actually, first of all, we have to be role model, because children always observe us and follow what we are doing at home. If we are addicted to something, it can be smoking, or using substances, and definitely the children will follow the same. So first of all, we have to be role model to our children. When I'm doing the intervention with some children, they used to say that my mom is on the phone all the time and my father is coming at night. So this is what I am, and I feel lonely at home. So this loneliness gives pressure to them, and they will go for a bad company with the children, with their peers, and the peer pressure will be there to go for a comfortable zone. And we cannot blame the children, actually. This is situations creating for going wrong. So we have to observe the children. We have to observe the children at home. What are they doing, and whom they are having company with. Also, their behavioral changes like mood swing or drop in grades and aggression. Sometimes the conflicts happening at home almost all the times, arguments. These are all some kind of sign of drug abuse, but not necessarily to be that all children showing this kind of behavior is using drugs. But we have to observe it and check their premises and all, not as a suspicious, but we have to be in a caring and attentive way of dealing this stuff. And most openly, what we needed to do, we make an awareness about the dangerous situation will happen. We have to make the children understand it will shatter their dream, and definitely it will affect their career and future life, and health even. So we have to make an awareness program. Most of the times when we do the awareness program for the teenagers, they don't listen and they will be very aggressive in responding. So in such cases, we have to calm down, and at some point, probably you may not be able to control the situation. So we have to stop there, and then at a different time, we need to try again. Or if you cannot try at all, contact our counselors and get the help from the counselors. We will help you. One important way we can stop this is to suggest some alternative activity. Children are getting boring when the parents are not at home and they feel loneliness. They will be depending on gadgets too much, and social media is the best transaction way for all doing these kind of bad elements. So we have to provide them outdoor activities like sports or something, and music. Maybe they can engage in some volunteer activities. There are so many opportunities in Dubai for volunteer activities. This all kind of things will distract from the mind of using some substances and all. So we have to be very careful for our children, whom they are contacting, whom they are having company with. This is very important, that we need to observe closely to our children. And you have to work with, as I said, that if you find it difficult, or if you find something which is fishy about their behavior, you can easily make out from the gradual dropping of their performance in academic performance, or their way of talking to you. All these are signs of this abuse. So what you needed to do, you have to work with the school and find a solution for that. It is the responsibility of the parents and teachers together to work to help our children to create a safe learning environment. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for spending your precious time today here with us. And I'm Dr. C.G. Devendra. I'm a clinical psychologist. So perhaps you might be wondering what might be a role with a clinical psychologist here with you today. Yeah, and you'll also be wondering what might be something that we can do in terms of this particular topic, drugs awareness. So this is just an awareness session that I have to appreciate the school for that, because school has taken such an initiative in terms of giving an awareness session with you. And so this would be a 30-minute session, and you will also have a question and answer session at the end. So whatever your question, either you can ask directly or you can put your questions in the chat box, and we will be covering up all the questions and we will be able to answer you. And I don't want you to limit yourself with one particular topic. I want you to ask anything related to your child. Okay, so we will make this as an opportunity, because I want to appreciate your time and my time and everyone's time. So we'll make this as an opportunity to discuss. And we need a solution, because mostly we all stuck into this problem thinking. We think that, okay, this is what my problem, otherwise this is not my problem. And we just stuck there. We will not look into the what and how. What is that something we can do differently to get a better result? How? Okay, so we are going to talk about that. And so when we talk about drugs or substances, mostly we all think that it's a bad influence, peer pressure, friends, and we have an easy option to blame someone. That's again a why thinking, a problem thinking. So rather, I want you to tell you something. Probably it is quite difficult for you to understand. At the same time, for quite difficult to, in fact, adjust and accept also. The reason, being a clinical psychologist, I've been working with a lot of parents and children, and from my experience, I found that the root cause is always from the family. It's quite difficult, I know, but that's okay. The reason, most of the time, I know that you might be working. A lot of people are struggling with their work, and I know that challenges you might be facing with every day. Parents are like, they start their work at 6 o'clock. If they want to go to work at 6 o'clock, they have to wake up at 5 o'clock, and they have to do a lot of things for their kids, family, and they go for the work, and they come back after going through all this traffic and the stress in the work, and they reach home probably after 7 or 8. And as soon as you come home, you might be seeing that kid might be with a mobile, or kid might be with some other things and playing around, chatting with friends, and certainly you get angry. And you might be wondering, how can you blame me in terms of that home should be home, that it's always start from the home. I understand. So the kids, according to them, they don't consider about how much we earn, how much we struggle, how much we go through a lot of things, because that is not their concern. Because for them, they are unique, they are individual, same like us, they are also individual. They have their own unique choices, unique personality, and in fact they see through different eyes, they hear through different ears, they sense through different representational system, and eventually they want to be heard, experienced, loved, pampered, everything. So, but most of the cases, what happens? Kids, they spend their lot of time in the school, you know that. So they start their day same like us, probably by 6:30 or 6:40, and they come to the school because the school bus comes quite early, and they reach school. They have to go through a lot of things in terms of studies, because it's a competitive world. School has their own systematic way to teach their kids, right? Because that's their responsibility. And of course, probably school have more convenient way to talk to their children. Teachers will be friendly, especially Crescent. I have to admit that, because my daughter also studying in the school. I know that the changes what I've seen in my daughter. So hence I have to appreciate for that. That is such an amazing environment in the school. So once they come home, okay, this chapter is done. Okay, they go to the school and they come back to home. And I could see most of the parents are becoming another principal and vice principal at home. That is quite challenging, because at school anything can be discussed, and they can give it as an, even something is not in their term, or something that need to be developed or experienced or communicated, they have an option. But at home, that is a different place where they don't get an opportunity to discuss this to other people. They can't complain because we are the one giving them shelter and food. So that principal and vice principal is quite tough. So as soon as they come from school, you have another list of things for the kids, because the majority of the time, I have to say productive time, the kids spend at school, right? Because they have gone through a lot in terms of studies. And once they come home, they are tired. So that's a fact. Okay, so then there will be a huge list of things that we have given them to do, including different activities, sports, dance, music, football, cricket, badminton, whatnot. And then eventually, then what happens? The kids will be tired, and you will be giving, like, probably the kids may ask you, "Mom, can I play with any gadget, or shall I watch TV for some time?" Any kind of option. So the first thing will be, no, you have come from school by 3 o'clock. Now I want you to wash your hands, eat food, go for this activity, and then come back, attend the tuition, and do this. And by 9 o'clock you have to go to the bed. So probably if you can give some kind of option where, in terms of listening to them, giving them choices, building rapport with them. People always say that, okay, we eat together, we spend time with them, we always want to talk to them, but the kids are not cooperating. Not like that. The probably you are spending time, but we can't consider this as a quality of time. The quality of time, they should feel that I heard. Okay, you heard me. I could share anything with you. So that will be the home. Home is always safety. Okay, there should not be judgmental, there should not be conflict. I don't say that conflict means that there should not be a conflict. Conflict should be, it's a problem solving. It should not be that conflict should be argument and fighting and judgmental and saying that you are the worst person in the world. And rather, conflict should be it handling together, solving together. And that is a place where they can come and discuss with you everything. They should be able to say that, okay, my classmate, this is what they are doing. I could see that some kind of activity they involve. I strongly feel that I am been influenced by the person, or he is asking me to do something, and then rather than considering that it's a crime, you should take a pause and step back, and you should tell them, okay, tell me more. You have to make the space for the listening rather than being judgmental, because judgment in anyone can do, you, me, anyone. Because monitoring someone and blaming someone, these kind of things are very easy, right? Because being a parent, we think that, so they have come through us, they have to listen to us, they have to eat the food like what we give, they have to wear the clothes what we do, what we offer them, and they have to follow because we are the people giving them shelter and food. So they have to do it, right? So this is a privilege by the parents, but we take most of the time unconsciously, we make it as a granted, because though kids, most of the time they are quiet because they don't know how to react to the situation, but only for some time. Have you seen that probably the kids, especially boys, parents will think that, okay, like maybe at the say, grade 7 or grade 6, the kid was very different. He used to come with us for the party, he used to come for all the functions with our family, and he used to dance, he used to sing, and he used to talk to people. Now if I invite him, he will say that, oh, he or she in that matter, he says, the children say that, no, I don't want to come, I don't want to come with you, I'm bored, I don't want to come with your family, I don't want to spend there. and and you will not be in the position to accept that fact, that why make my kid change. Because mostly girls puberty we would be able to understand, but boys, when they become mature, during their puberty, we will never come to know, and we expect the child to behave the way the child was, and then the judgment will start. We start judging the kid that, oh, you have changed, you are different now, you are not listening to us, and start giving a lot of judgmental statement. And probably he will listen for some time, after that he will get angry, and the reaction we may not be able to take it. So we think that, okay, my kid completely spoiled, and this accumulated pain and judgmental, it goes on, and eventually you will not be in the position to ask them anything. Okay, so this and all awareness, I mean, I just want you to understand, probably most of your parents might be going through it, and but I just want you to have that awareness. If young parents, I really want you to, because mostly parenting is something we don't get a user manual, where to start, how to start, what to do. Because anything you buy, you get a user manual. Let you buy, go and buy even a table or chair or washing machine, anything, you get a user manual. So here most of the parents test, try, fail, and test, try, fail. So this is what that strategy they follow. So eventually, one point of time, they understood, oh my God, it is not in our hand, everything being spoiled. No, you are not in that stuck moment anymore. Any moment we can change our kids. So certain things we do it in with a good intention, but otherwise something that we have learned from our family, our parents, our teachers, and we think that that is the only thing is right. That's wrong, because everything changed. What we had experienced and explored is not the way that kids are having it now. Entirely different. Kids have a lot of exposure now. Kids being in Dubai, they can see New York, they can see any part of the world. The kids, anything in that matter, their accent, their food, their style, their trending music in that matter. Probably you know that most of the kids are now, the followers of Korean singers, and they want to be in the country. They are fond of all this, their glass skin. Kids are always with the behind the trends, because they have a lot of opportunity to experience the world. So hence, they have different perspective, they exposure, and we may think that earlier, okay, we were learning from all these different, very limited sources, perhaps from the parents or teachers. They say that we need to respect the elders. Bullying is okay because bullying gives you a lot of strength, and these kind of factors. And but now kids get into a lot of things because recently I got a case, only someone has bullied him, that's the reason he started using substances. And he was telling me that when I came and told this to my parents, parents said that the moment you start accepting that bullying and start behaving and accepting that fact that okay, this is all normal, and that moment you will gain that strength and individuality. No, for him it was not acceptable. So he understood that this is not a safe place, not in the school, and in fact at my home as well. No one is there to understand me. So then he started using, the first thing he did was, the person he left thinking that okay, I shouldn't be looking at that guy, he shouldn't be an influencer to me, and I should not have any connection with that child, because he was sensing that he's into some kind of usage of substances. And first thing he did was he had messaged him in Instagram using that, do I get the stuff, because I'm not feeling okay. And immediately that person come as a god and stating that I can help you, I know that this world is a bullshit, I can help you to come out of it. And do you think that parents, of course I understand, you parents are loving them, you are caring them, you are working hard for them, you are earning for them. However, the moment we are kind of judgmental continuously, do we like judgmental? Do we like judgmental every day from our managers or anyone around us? Then how do we expect our children to face all this? And another person is saying that I have a solution for you. I can something offer you so that you will be relaxed and you can study well. You don't need to sleep. Okay, you can study whole night. Your brain will be sharpened. So these kind of offering someone is giving them, and other person is judgmental. Whom do you think that the child will attract it to? So definitely the second person. This is what root cause of most of the problem. Root cause of, because if I look at my clients, or if because before coming for this session, I was talking to different doctors, even my friends from Nimhans Hospital, Bangalore. I discussed with everyone and I asked them, is there some input that you want me to give me? Is it that kids just get into substances usage, or is there any, do you feel that something that to be discussed, shared, what might be the root cause? So everyone had one thing to share, is that the home is not a safe place where they can open up, share, and solution. It's always a problem places it's turning into, because the moment the kids come up with anything, even if some kids come up with stating that, Mom, today one boy tried to speak to me, and the second answer will be, oh, why did he come and talk to you? Okay, let me talk to your teacher. Otherwise, why he came and talked to you? Perhaps you have given him that opportunity to otherwise access where in terms of he can come and talk to you. Why didn't he go to another girl? So then, do you think that the child will come and discuss with you next time? No, he's never going to tell. Rather, the child, that from that moment, the child is going to start hiding things from you. That's what happened. Even we, if you look at us, because we are adults now, we've been experienced lot of things. So if you look at in our age, this is what we did, because when there was a judgmental fear element, and definitely we don't want to get into it. Rather, we think that is the safest option is to not to disclose. And sometime, because yesterday I was talking to a parent, and parent was telling me that, oh my god, I don't like the kid is lying, so I used to beat him up a lot. I used to beat him like anything because I hate lying. Okay, so I asked him, I understand that you have done a great job beating him, I don't appreciate that, but I'm just telling this is what I started. So I asked him, when did he start telling lies? Can you just discover, or can you just reflect that what was the reason that he started lying? Because when we looking at each cases, each things what he has shared, I understood that the child was not started lying just like that. He wanted to, the moment he comes from school, he want to share everything happened in the school. And maybe little things, the kids by default they are curious. Any kid in that matter, they can play from the air. Have you noticed that? But the moment the mobile they started using, they stop. They say that, the moment they lose the phone, they say that I'm bored, I'm angry. What do I do? But do you remember when mobile was not there, gadget were not their toy, they used to play from the air. If there was nothing, they used to play like imaginary world. They used to create some stories. You might have seen that we all went through this. Talking to the wall, creativity, because that's where it's born. From the boredom, from the loneliness, we used to create a lot of things. That's where the people started with the problem thinking, decision making, critical thinking. A lot of things used to happen. But now, without phone addiction or anything, the kid doesn't have that. Okay, now coming back to the same point. So the kid might have told something, okay, I stolen something, I took that pencil or anything in that manner because it was beautiful. So I wanted to write with that. Then from each point, the parents started judging the kid, saying that, oh, why did you do that? Why did you touch someone's item? Kids are curious. Kids do naughtiness. That's the reason we call them kids. We all have done that, right? And do you think that we do it now? No, we don't. We don't. We never do that, right? Because growing up stage, we realized the fact that okay, certain things we should not. But and the parents were so critical, and they started judging him for everything. And eventually, he stopped sharing. He was a child, he wanted to share everything to the parent, and he stopped sharing. And from that day, he started lying because he knew that if I share with them, I'm going to be done because they are going to beaten me like anything. So rather let me hide. And the moment parents started hitting him, he realized the fact that okay, this is not my safe place. I can't share with them, and I'm not safe here. And he started hating them. He became adamant. He doesn't listen to them, and he doesn't. He just want to. His dream is to escape from home, and this is what the kids build, and that's where they find some happiness. Because do you think that do they get happy hormone producing into this environment? No, the happy hormone it's produced if they go to another place. Now imagine I'm being a parent, I'm saying my daughter that okay, you don't talk to that girl, she's the worst person in the world, she's a bad influence, you don't talk to her. Okay, and she goes to her next day and she's telling that how are you doing today, are you okay, I it seems you are not okay today, is there something that you want to share with me? So how do you think that? What do you think that she might be feeling? Definitely, she feels that I am safe with my friend. Okay, then she will think that oh my God, my parent is toxic. My parent is not listening to me, but my friend is. That's where they trust Rapu build. Rapu is always building the trust, non-judgmental space. That's what the kids get convinced to different addiction. Anything it can be, any substances, any form of substances. And now e-cigarette is very common. As you know that we get it in any shop in that matter. So, sorry. Now, parents are thinking that okay, because kids are nowadays thinking that it's a cool attitude when we start using e-cigarette, and it is not that kind of harsh. And this is what they have got the knowledge, but actually not. That's a nicotine, the same form of cigarette, or like maybe danger than that, and it's not cool anymore. And this is what they start. And most of the time parents will never come to know because it doesn't have much smell, they can carry it anywhere, they don't need to spend a lot because if they buy once they can use it for a long term. And this is where they start. So now you know the root cause. Now I want you to observe the kid, but again from the non-judgmental safe space. Why I'm saying not non-judgmental safe space, because most of the cases come to me, the parents comes to me and saying that in front of the church, see, he started e-cigarette, he is using these substances, he is the worst guy in the world, worst girl in the world. Oh my God, we did a lot of hard work, we are earning, we are taking a lot of effort to give him education, whatnot. Okay, so the first thing what I tell the parents that is there any possibility to you can go out? Otherwise, ask the child to wait outside and I want you to talk to me. The reason, the blame, imagine if they are blaming the kid in front of a third person, how about the child's situation at home? Panicking, I know that you might be stressed, panicking. Certainly, you are not in the position to accept the fact. And the moment you create a lot of conflict and it put kids into major issues. And do you think that they are going to fall into your that sympathy, your emotion? No, they use another form of substances next day. No, they don't want that space. They don't want any drama to happen. They don't want judgmental because they have a strong reason that why they fall into. Rather, I want you to take a pause and relax. And that moment when you see something, when you found something, make sure that you are taking a breath. You are taking someone's help again from the non-judgmental space where no one is blaming your child. Rather, we need the solution to it. Okay, so the moment you found something that kid is unusual with his behavior, perhaps most of the time they close the door and they are spending most of the time inside the room, washroom in fact. And as soon as if they see that the kid is spending a lot of the time in the washroom, make sure that, like, not intentionally, like knowingly, just monitor the child going into the washroom and see that any unusual smell comes. So if you see that your child is constantly using some flavored gum and they are always chewing it, and then you have to find that, okay, again, these are exceptional cases. Some kids love to do that. That's again a cool attitude. So it doesn't mean that again you have come to a judgmental statement, oh my God, my child is using something. Okay, I want you to just monitor it. These aren't all symptoms, we can see that. Okay, something to help our child, not to create the problem, rather solution. Okay, and third thing, money. Because if you find that some money being missing from the home, or even if you're giving some pocket money to the child, and if they're constantly asking for that, okay, you need to have that monitoring setting that what they have done with the previous money what might have given to them. And these kind of regular monitoring should be there. And besides, very important thing, whom they are talking with. So this is quite challenging for all the parents because most of the time the kids are very good with the tech world. Parents may not, because they are still, maybe we all are good with Facebook and maximum by Instagram, not like different application they use. So perhaps this is something that you need to be monitored at least at the until age of 17, 12th grade children. They should be able to give you the access with the mobile. I don't say that you need to always look into their privacy because kids will have different. Because I have to give you an example. One of the kid, like 13-year-old parents came with a kid stating that he has been using some kind of substances. And when I had a session with him, so I asked him, where did you start? Because he's very good with education, and moreover, he's good with the sports and activities, very active child. So I wanted to know what might be something that attracted to him. And he told me, I had a discussion, normal discussion with a group chat, like all my friends together, boys' friends, okay? So it's a boy. So he was telling me normally talk a lot of things. And of course, I'm 13, 14. So this is the age we have curiosity. So certainly we had discussed something and we were having fun with the chat. And my father happened to see the chat. And next day he called every one of his family and all were there. So they had a meeting and called him inside and they asked him to sit in the center and they started questioning him, stating that he was asking, I don't know if I'm able to use that word, but I would like to say that they call him, the first thing they asked him, are you a gay? So these are all very commonly heard now. So, and the child said that no. So they showed all the chat to everyone, more than 10 people, stating that, how can I believe you? So it was a fun talk what they had. It is their privacy. And so he just cried there. He went inside. First thing, he wanted to commit suicide. He was looking at the solution, where how can I end my life? And he was quite scared of doing that. And the easiest option, the second thing he did was calling his friend, the classmate whom he never entertained, he never used to talk to him, but he knows that he is using some substances. So he asked him, I want your help because I can't take this pain and insult. And from that day, he has been addicted. Now it's been 2 years that he came to us. It's very late, and of course, he fortunately he came out of all these problems. However, the challenges the parents have went through, it's huge. Even the child, his education, his sports, everything been now on the toll. Like because he has come out of that, he lost the base. A lot of things happened in his life. So that's what I said. The child have, like any individual, they have their own privacy, right, in their age. So now we can't say that everything should be monitored, but at the same time, if you see unusual thing, every day he's chatting with, and not the friend that we heard of, and maybe he's talking to only certain groups of people, and he's disconnecting to his best friend from the childhood friends they were always with. And if the child is disconnecting from them, and he's with a new gang now, and probably you can monitor them as well, what kind of friends they are, where are they from, what are their activities, and last thing, is they are going out frequently. They want a private space for always. They are going on the terrace or going to the building somewhere, going out somewhere, and they come back with a red eye, different body language, hands might be shivering, and if they don't, like, now imagine if you deny that okay, you are not allowed to go out, and if they show some unusual behavior like anger, frustration, low appetite, more sleep, like they can sleep for days and days and days, and no interest on education. A lot of things you see it as unusual factors, and then you have to monitor that. Okay, probably because school has a lot of limitation in terms of monitoring all this. They can look into their academic thing, friendship, disconnection, no empathy. A lot of things they do monitor, and they will definitely inform you. But home can do a lot of things. Home is a place where we can, monitor more and more, again from the non-judgmental area. And once you find something, then definitely you, rather than creating that as a conflict situation, panicking situation, make sure that you are taking an expert help. And that again, it should not be an argument statement, and it should not be that a place where you can fight with them, argue with them, shout at them, scream at them. Trust me, that never make a change. Rather, it put them into more and more addiction. So make sure that you are taking an expert help, guide them, help them. Even if there is a medicine intervene, make sure that you are helping the child with that. And it's a collaborative contribution that even you can discuss with the school that my child is going through, and I need you to keenly monitor the child in terms of helping them. So definitely school will support you for that, without informing the child that the school knows the fact that child is addicted to any of the substances. Now, it should be a collective support, even with any therapist or doctors you meet, and with the child and the parents and the teachers together, we would be able to help the child. And I want you to understand, this awareness session is all about understanding that this is not the end of the life. This is something can be changed, cured. Okay, our child going through, imagine if the child is sick, we always find a solution to get rid of it. Same way, this is also a situation, unfortunate situation, which we can connect with a sick mindset. Okay, now only through proper support, guidance, empathy, we would be able to help the child. It doesn't mean that always we are in the fault. It can be any reason, but most of the cases, the root cause will be strong from the home. However, it can be with a bad influence, it can be with peer pressure, but still, with a proper support, help, we can eventually get them into their better version. Anything can be changed, because transformation from where they are and where they want to be, it's quite easy only by support. Okay, I think we can collectively get, like, we can create a lot of magic into the child. But however, when I said the all the root causes of the problem, I know that it doesn't mean that your child is going through it. However, if you look at all the points what we have discussed today, perhaps you would be able to understand that there are something that being a parent I have to change. So tomorrow, it should not, if not today, tomorrow, probably the child get into any of the trouble, any age in that matter. It's not, it shouldn't be because of us. You understood, no? Because they should feel that anything happen, anything in that matter, I can come to one place where I feel safety, that is home. And you are the only one who would be able to create that magic in that home where the child is safe. Child should feel safe, and you would be able to help. And next case, if anything happened to the child, so certainly the solution thinking and the solution of that conflict also, you would be the only person. The child come to you, and definitely you can create the magic there too. Thank you so much for listening to us. Now, probably we will start with the Q&A session, and you can ask your question here, or you can probably you can unmute. Otherwise, you can put in your chat box that whatever the question. And sometime, if you don't want to mention your name, or you want to ask, like, questions, you can even do that. You don't need to have any kind of fear that, okay, this should not be known by other people. You don't need to tell your name. Just put it in your chat box that this is what I want to have a solution, or anything in that matter, any question about parenting or the substances, anything, you can ask me now. I would be happy to answer you. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. And I could see there are so many questions, and you can still ask the questions. So there is a problem with the camera. That's okay. And I can see there is a question. The first question is, what age do students begin? Uh, Perhaps I may not be able to answer for that particular question. The reason, it can start from any age in that matter. One second. Okay, it can start, so mostly we can call it as, like, maybe uh, after age of 12, because I have seen kids, most of the kids being started at the age of uh, 12, because that's what I could see in UAE especially. And because that most of the time it's out of curiosity. Okay, they want to try, because when they hear something about their peer pressure or anything in that matter from the movies or series especially, and they just want to have a try, what exactly it is, let me try, and it turn into an addiction. So we need to be careful always. we need to be uh, we need to be concerned about it. This is what I want to say. And second question, how can I talk to my child about drugs without pushing them away? Okay, that's what I said. I think I have covered that topic, because that's the reason, perhaps that in the beginning I was talking more about the pressure the students are facing, the children are facing at home. So most of the time what happened, we always created a taboo list of taboo list. Okay, these are the things I should be talking to my child, these are the things we should not be discussed at home. No, it shouldn't be that. You should be giving that space where child can talk anything and everything around them, because children always follow the modeling, as you know that kids, because we all did that, right? Because if you're a girl, because since I am a woman, I know that, because as soon as my mother goes out, the first thing I do is I will be like when I was a child, okay, so I used to wear her sari. And any kids, if you notice, they want to model the parents. And when you actually tell the children that, okay, don't use the mobile, don't do this, don't do that, the first thing they do is how we are using the mobile, how frequently we take the mobile, or whatever the activities we do. So the first thing, we have to be a model to them. Hence, you should give them that space where they can come and talk to you. It doesn't need to be a perfect thing, it can be anything. Probably for you it would be, because since you're well experienced, knowledgeable, and all, you will have your own standard system. But kid doesn't have all this. They have limited knowledge, limited resources, and from that knowledge they may come and talk to you, anything in that matter. So you should be in the place where you can listen to them, again, without judgmental. And third question, what should I do if I suspect my child is using drugs, but I'm not sure? I understand. So I want to emphasize that I am not sure. The reason, uh, because you don't know. But one thing what we can do is, nowadays kids are so much attracted to drugs because it's normalized, in, like, with friends, and in fact with anyone around them, it even in the movies, because movies have a major role. I don't ask you to stop, uh, you know giving them opportunity for the entertainment, never. Okay, because there are a lot of options for them to experience and explore the world. So only one thing I want you to understand, that this world is changed. The kind of, maybe we can't compare with our generation to our kids, because they had a difficult, we had a difficult resources. We used to wait for a whole day to read the newspaper to get information about the world. Now things are on the fingertip, anything can be accessed any moment in that matter. So they can access the whole world, so you can't just think that, okay, I have to hide the world. No, it never happened, because it's a competitive world. They have to go out, they have to experience, they have to explore. Because I've seen many of the parents, when they come for the sessions, counseling and all, I could see that they make a say, they are thinking that they are creating a safe world to the kid until 12th grade. And after 12 they send them to a different world, where they get panic, because they will not be in the position to accept and cope up with the world. They don't know anything. And once they complete their bachelor, and they want, the parents will give them so much of pressure, stating that, why don't you get a job? And then the kids get into anxiety disorder, panic disorder, depression, and lot of problem. And it shouldn't be that. Never think that when you hide the world from the child is going to be safe. No, never. That's never happened. So only thing, we need to create that environment where child would be confidently say no to things. It's not that you need to appreciate for the the achievement. You need to appreciate the kid for anything in that matter. You need to appreciate them for their effort. Even little things, you should appreciate them. Oh, it's great that you have done a great job, I have to appreciate you for that. So most of the time parents are behind the achievement. Okay, I score that, the kid scored that 80 percentage, and okay, kids comes with the 25 marks out of 30, and the parent will be asking, where is your 5 mark, rather than appreciating the fact that the child scored 25. And the first thing they might be asking, why did you lose that 5 mark? So that means you were not studying. I mean, don't come into those kind of clarification and conclusion. Rather, whatever it is, create that world where child would be able to face, because every child has their own values, self-esteem, self-respect. So you need to build that, help him to build that. Wherever he feels that, something is unethical to his values, he doesn't need your approval and justification or anything. Rather, he or she would be in the position to tell no. That should be strong no. Okay, that's a kind of the grow up state. This is what we need to build in child. And there was a question was, how can we build confidence to say no to? Okay, I think I have answered this for the question. Beautiful question. And I want to say that the confidence, most of the time, every kid, I want you to understand this, every kid born with all the skills and talents and values. And one point of time we start giving them a lot of information with the limiting thoughts, limiting fear, a lot of judgmental. Okay, none of the kids will be having a birth with that fear of stage or fear of saying no, anything in that matter. But we parents, gradually we build such a way that, okay, you are not good enough with singing, see other person doing this, other person, this kind of comparison and judgmental. Eventually the child start listening to it, and the kids will be losing the confidence in that matter. So anything in that matter, the child, let the child's voice raise, let it be, because his values, if he says that I don't like idli, that means he doesn't like idli. He doesn't like dosha or anything in that matter. Even little things you can't say that. How can you say that you can't I mean, you are not liking the dosha, it is good for health. You can't say that you have to like it, or you can't say that I have done a lot of hard work to make it. So it is his or her choice that their taste buds is not, like, balancing the taste of dosha. Okay, we should give that opportunity, where in terms of giving them choices, that doesn't mean that you need to give a lot of choices, no, but at least respecting and responding, and then you can guide them. You try, these are the advantages, probiotics, a lot of things you can give them information. If I ask you not to think about pink elephant, what happened now? I know that everyone thought about pink elephant. There is pink elephant doesn't exist. You know that. So the brain knows pink and brain knows elephant, and brain has given the elephant into the picture and gave a pink color and showed you. That's what happened, no? Because the communication, effective communication, most of the time we parents get stuck into it. So we always tell what we don't want, right? If I ask you not to think about pink elephant, even if you don't want to think about pink elephant, you need to think about it. Okay, if you tell your children that not to do that, not to do that, don't talk to that person, don't talk to this girl, this only focus on these things, because the kids first not to do that, they have to think about it. Then somehow some other person giving you a different influence, certainly they fall into that. So if you don't want to think about pink elephant, which color do you want? If you want black elephant or green elephant, directly think about it rather than thinking that I don't want to think about pink elephant. So whatever you want, directly communicate to them. This is the reason we don't want this. And what do you want else? This is what the communication should be. Transparent at the same time, not with the rules and regulation and judgmental. Make it with a clarity, because the kids are individual person, they have their own values. You can easily communicate to them, beautifully you can communicate to them. And if my child is influential through peer pressure or media, how do I help them? I think I have covered that question. However, uh, peer pressure, again I told you, how do they go to a peer pressure? Because as long as if they are confident with their personality identity, okay, and they will be able to say strong no to the child, anyone in that matter, and they would be able to come out of it, and they will never fall into it. And if the family create that kind of a safe environment, I'm sure that none of the kids fall into any of the trap of anything around them. That's for sure. And How can teachers handle student curiosity if they ask about drug in class? We need to open with the answer. Anyone in that matter, parents or teachers, if their children are obviously they are curious, they had they had given a lot of information through medias or peer friends or anyone in that matter. So we should be able to guide them, not that cliche dialogue stating that drugs put you this, that, and all. You can give live example. There are so many videos available in YouTube and anywhere in that matter. Even you can go to de-addiction centers. You can see the real life of the people who have been addicted, and that whole life. I mean, it's a beautiful world. They have long way to go. They can explore, experience this world. But most of the time when the kids are addicted to this, their life end up in the addiction center. Even you can, rather than having that bash birthdays functions and everything, I don't say that you should not celebrate. Of course you should do that, but you can also spend some time and money and effort, take them into these kind of centers, and they can have a real life experience. Because when parents say so much of judgmental statement, kids may get offended. Rather give them real life experience. That's what I want to say. And okay, and there was a okay. How can teachers support students in overcoming such behavior and guide them and communicate effectively with the parents? This is quite challenging. I know teachers are going to have a tough time with it, because most of the time kids are spending their productive time in the school. Hence teachers come to know certain behavior changes, and the behavior with the friends, and a lot of things they do find. And the time of communicating this to the parent, that's quite challenging, because parents may take this as an emotional situation, because they can't look into the teachers can take in a third perspective, because they meet a lot of students. But when in terms of parents, probably they become panic, they get stressed, they cry, they make it emotional, and then they go to home and create this another other mess, calling a lot of people around, parents, family, and then they create us in a dramatic situation. Trust me, that doesn't work, because I have seen that kids, once they start using drugs, they lie a lot. They know how to man, because they, during the time, they are not your kid anymore. Rather, they are craving for drugs. They will be looking for resources where they can get it back. So then they lie a lot. So they can manipulate. They can put you in a place where you trust them. So they will tell that because of that person, this person, I am not going to use anymore, mom. I'll not put you in trouble. But they will be using different resources. Don't do that. Don't make sure that you are considering this a maturity, like a place where, in terms of, I want you to use your maturity and take an expert help. That's the only way we can help them to come out of it. And the way to teach healthy friendship, how to guide my child are healthy interest. Oh, internet. Okay. So now, first of all, I want to tell you, I think Crescent School is not promoting much with the screens. Because I've seen so many school, because the clients comes to me, they say that the school is offered them homework, everything through WhatsApp or any social media. Because my daughter is studying in this school, I know that the Crescent School is not promoting much on social media, like internet and WhatsApp and all. So I would recommend being into my profession, because I seen a lot of kids are now with the virtual autism. They are not able to focus much on the studies. Their concentration, focus, everything being changed, and they are showing a lot of tantrums, anger issues, and everything, because of the phone addiction. So I would say from 0 to 12 years, zero screen. Zero, it is purely zero screen. From 12 years to 17 years, I would recommend perhaps maximum of 45 minutes. However, that 45 minutes should not be one stretch. Maybe you can divide, like 20 minutes each or 10 minutes each. Like whole day you need to provide not more than 45 minutes, not more than. But the healthy way is only 30 minutes, I would recommend. And so and healthy friendship and how to guide my child in healthy internet, that's something. And make sure that you should not tempt them using the mobile in front of them. Rule should be for everyone. Make sure that we parents also shouldn't be, because first we need to check, is it that I am addicted or my child is addicted? Am I modeling my child to create that environment? Make sure that we also limit our screen in front of the kids. And support available for UA for handling these kind of struggle with a day. Okay, I can say that there are so many government state led rehabilitation and treatments are there, which include, they offer medical detoxing, psychological and psychiatric counseling, rehabilitation program follow-ups, and these kind. So I can say that example, National Rehabilitation Center, NRC, Abu Dhabi, they offer rehab and outpatient inpatient treatment, substance abuse. And another one, Abu Dhabi's integrated strategy to combat addiction, like aims to ensure rehab and social intervention. And there are some so many centers. If you need any help, you can come and ask to the teachers. Addictions, there are so many addiction counseling hotline also. It is available on the Google, or you can even ask Chat GPT, where affiliated by CDA. And you get so the toll free number is 800 988, and they'll give, it will be confidential counseling, guidance and treatment will be offered. So even for Abu Dhabi, poison and drugs, they have a toll free number called 800 424. And they'll be giving like awareness and prevention for youth engagement. Lot of things are doing for this UAE, they are very keen on helping youth circles for that. Youth council, they something called mohap, MOHAP. So they have youth council, hold youth circles, which give raise awareness and involve students and lot of things. And if anything, you can seek help, and make sure that don't make it panic situation. Make sure that it is your kid. You should know what is the present state of the kid and what is the desired state of the kid, and it should be collaboratively supporting the child to create the best environment, and we need to help them to create the better version. I think I have answered all the question. Okay, there is a last question, that any suggested program activities with the help who struggle with about drugs. So first thing I want you to do is going to a professional, like going to any rehab centers and taking, because most of the cases medicine intervene is important. And once other proper guidance and counseling and all, then I want you to start with some kind of activities into leadership, or anything works. Some kids even with art therapy work, dance therapy works, music therapy, it works. Anything in that matter, later on you can add on many things to help the child to create that safe environment. That has to be there. Okay, I think I have. If my school teacher inform me about finding drugs or vape with my child, how should I react or help my child? I'm scared of saying the wrong thing. Okay, okay, I understand. I totally got you, ma'am. However, that word scared, that itself show that you are panicking. We should not create that environment. I know that this is very unfortunate if we listen to anyone stating that my kid is involved to that, because I am also a parent. I'm not talking in the perspective of a clinical psychologist. Rather, being a parent, I can understand that. However, we need the solution, because now we're more stuck into, because this is something emotional situation. We perhaps we may get into that emotional, what I can say, problem thinking. So we get emotionally paralyzed. We should not create that environment. Rather, we should focus on the solution thinking. What is that something I can do to help my child? How I can use my resources to help my child? focus on that what and how rather than focusing on the why my child did that. I did a lot of things for my child. I helped him, I supported him. Why did he cheat me? Why did she cheat me? These kind of thoughts will never give an end result. I want you to focus on the what and how. What are the options? How I can help the child. That's the only thing is the possibility, ma'am. I I think I have answered for all the question, and I could see that still the views, more than 495 views still there on the session. Hope I answered for all your question, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining with us and being with us. And we will. It's not your problem; it's our problem to anyone in that matter. So we will collaboratively work together to create the best environment for the child, and we will create that best version of them. Nothing to worry. You can always come and talk to us. You can come to the school. You can talk to the teachers. Even if you want to connect me, you can also do that. Thank you so much.